Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls. So today guys, I'm going to do another video aimed mostly towards newer players, but even older players might get some useful information out of this video. So without further ado, today I'm going to talk about how to properly gear up your characters for co-op or even single player missions. And guys, basically there's three types of character strategies you could use. There is a normal attack damage build, a strong attack damage build, and a strong attack recharge time build. And all three of them have different advantages and disadvantages and require different amounts of skill levels. So before I get started, guys, I would recommend that you take a look at yourself and ask yourself, what kind of player am I? How good am I at the game? And be honest about it. When you go into co-op, do you die a lot, or do you make it through without a scratch? These are very important things to consider. How much lag does your device have? Stuff like that. If your device is an older phone or a tablet, it might not run as smoothly. So sometimes you'll get hit randomly by things that you didn't expect. And think about all these things, and based on that information, you can decide how you should build your characters. So the first type of character build I'm going to talk about is the normal attack damage character, also known as the NAD character or NAD character. And these characters are built to use their normal attacks for most of their damage. It's pretty self-explanatory. The problem with these characters in raids and co-op is that they're very vulnerable to taking damage because you're always using your normal attacks. And when you use your normal attacks, the enemies can always hit you. Unlike strong attack, where if you use a strong attack, you're invincible until the duration of the attack is over. So I would say that the normal attack damage character is the most difficult to use for co-op and raids and whatever. It requires you to hit and run, really. So you move in, you swipe, and then you dodge out so you avoid the counterattack. Usually, if you have the links and the accessories, you're going to go with chappies on these types of characters. Chappies and normal attack damage links. Your strong attacks will be pretty much useless on these types of characters, but they will be useful for escaping harmful situations and scattering enemies. Basically, a normal attack damage character will use their strong attacks. In a bind, they use them as a defensive tool. So, if you're in a situation where you're about to get hit by a lot of enemies, just press a strong attack and that'll give you temporary invincibility and you should be able to make it through. Other than that though guys, I would not recommend a normal attack damage character like Red Kenpachi or Green Kenpachi to a player who is newer or not that skilled or has a lot of lag or has an older device. They're just too difficult to use, they're very dangerous to use, but on the other hand, they do a lot of damage. So, it's a balance thing. How good are you? How good is your equipment? What's your skill level, how good are your links, all of that. I would not recommend trying to use a normal attack damage character in co-op or raids to a novice player or a newer player. It's just too dangerous. You have a high chance of dying, and if you're dead, you can't do any damage. So experts only for the normal attack damage character in co-op or raids. The only exception I would make to this rule, guys, is a normal attack damage ranged character. Those are a lot safer to use than the melee normal attack damage characters, just because you can stay back and you can fire from range and you're out of harm's way most of the time. So if you have a normal attack damage ranged character like Hogyoku Aizen, for example, if you build him for normal attack, he's a lot safer to use than Red Kenpachi. But that's the only exception I would make, guys. Alright, so moving on. You can also build your character for strong attack damage, as I've done here with this purple Byakuya. So with this strong attack damage build, or SAD build as it's abbreviated, you'll still have good normal attacks and you'll have excellent strong attacks. And the goal with these characters when you build them is to increase their strong attacks as much as possible, obviously. So you're going to want to run strong attack damage links and things like Shinten right here, which increases your spiritual pressure. And anything else that will increase spiritual pressure, or even just the glove will work as well. But the goal is to make your character do as much strong attack damage as possible. Now the benefit of doing this, guys, is that when you use a strong attack, you can't be hurt by the enemies. So it works great as an offensive tool and as a defensive tool. you're going to hit your strong attacks if you gear properly with what you have. They're going to hit for a ton, and you'll be safe while you're doing that damage. So I would recommend this to an intermediate player, or a casual player, or anyone that has a moderate amount of lag in their sometimes their devices don't run the game smoothly or whatever. A sad build is a really safe way to go, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage as well. Now guys, if you don't have the 5-star links for these characters, use the 4-star links with strong attack damage, or even 3-star links with plus strong attack damage. Anything is better than nothing. For the lower level co-ops, it's not so important, but once you get to the level 100 co-ops, and definitely in the raids, you're going to need to have your characters properly equipped with the best things you can. It's just a courtesy to the other players in your group, and it just makes everyone's life a lot easier. So that's pretty much all there is to say about the strong attack damage characters. They're a good pick for co-ops and raids. They're safer, and they do a lot of damage as well. So that's the strong attack damage build. Now the final build you could do is a strong attack recharge build, also known as SAR, S-A-R. And this build focuses on reducing the cooldown of your strong attacks by as much as possible. So for this type of build, guys, it helps if you have a character that already has the recharge time slow trait, like this White Ichigo. But if you don't have a character like that, it's still okay. It just won't be as effective with recharge time. What you're going to want to do to pull this off is equip all strong attack recharge time minus 12% links. If you don't have 5-star links, use 4-star recharge links, or even 3-star recharge links. Like I said before, guys, anything is better than nothing, and it's just common sense. So you're gonna want to do that for your character links, and for the accessories, you're gonna want to go with things like the Shinten, which increases your spiritual pressure, or the glove, which increases your attack. And the reason for this is your main mode of doing damage is going to be using your strong attacks. Now, guys, this is the character build I would recommend to everyone. It is the safest build, and in my opinion, it's actually the most fun build, because you're always able to use your powerful strong attacks, and while you're doing that, you can't be hurt by enemies, and you'll be able to do it more often. So guys, I would say that this is the easiest type of build to play in raids or co-op, and I highly recommend it if you're just starting out. The more times you can use your strong attacks, the less times that enemies can hit you, basically is what it comes down to. And the more damage you'll do. You're not going to do as much as the strong attack damage, the pure strong attack damage character, but it kind of balances out because you'll be able to do your strong attacks a lot more often. So if you can see it here, guys, if you have the maximum strong attack recharge links, it cuts down the recharge time in half, 48%. That's a lot, and you're going to be able to use your strong attacks twice as much, and you're going to be able to get hit half as often. So it's a no-brainer, guys. Strong attack recharge cooldown reduction is the way to go for novice players, players with lots of lag, etc., etc. It's the easiest one to play, and like I said, guys, it's a lot of fun. Basically, what you need to take away from this is that normal attack damage characters are the hardest to use, but they do a lot of damage. Strong attack damage builds are the middle ground, and strong attack recharge time characters are, I'm not going to say they're for beginners. They're for players that are honest with themselves, and they know they get hit a lot in co-op. They have a tendency to die. You want to go with strong attack recharge time. It'll change your life, I'm telling you. I guess that's about it, guys. I hope you found the information useful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.